Yo, what's up, man? Rhet Kid, Rheto, PVS, DFM, OGK. Shout out to my man Van Styles, my man Tash, Big Dookie Chain Podcast, my man Hush. Tap in, tune in, all that.
Big Dookie Chain, Van Styles here. In the passenger seat, in the driver's seat to my left is Tash. And sitting in the middle back seat is Hush with the cameras.
The middle back.
And we got the guest of honor all the way from L.A. It's been way too long since I've seen this man. It's good to see you in the flesh, Rheto.
Likewise. I'm in the booster seat.
In the there we go, in the booster seat.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's in the trunk.
Got me-
What you talking
got me-
about? You got him
Yo,
in
in
the
the trunk, tied up. In the Megan Thee Stallion Savage shirt. It's fresh from her tour.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what that is?
I have no fucking idea, dude.
It's definitely not.
All I know is she shakes
Is that a
her,
Megan Thee Stallion
I know
shirt?
she shakes her ass and got shot in the foot. I fucking hope it's
is
not.
Megan
Are
Thee
you
Savage,
right?
Is a Savage like a tour of hers? Is that
Well, that's that
how
verse.
much truth was
Is
in what
it?
you just
Something
said?
sexy savage,
Bro,
right?
I
Hush,
bought,
am I right?
I bought this shit at the Goodwill. I just assumed it said Savage,
Well,
bro.
Megan-
Like, come fuck.
Megan Thee Stallion
Or is
shit
that
might be at
Cardi
Goodwill.
B?
Oh, that
Megan
might
Thee
be
Stallion
it,
had
yeah.
that song Sassy, Bougie, Ratchet, and it was like, that's the savage shit.
That's what
they
you thought it
flexed it
was.
with Carol.
I feel like
I
if,
don't think
I
that's
feel like
it.
if it was
Okay,
her
but do
shirt, it would
they
have the
say the
nipples
word
cut out of it.
savage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't
I
know.
haven't heard it since Carol Baskin era.
It's safe to say that that's not it.
That's not a Megan Thee Stallion shirt.
It would have the nipples cut out if it was her shirt, bro.
Yo, for real.
Came with a thong.
Yeah. I love where rap is right now. You said you're not listening to rap, but I love where it is. It's in its hoe phase. Super hoe phase.
So-
we thought Foxy Brown and Little Kim was the hoe phase.
No, bro.
It ain't seen nothing yet.
That was softcore, bro.
Yeah,
That was like a Playboy, bro.
right. Dude, that was like swimsuit edition.
This shit's like Rocco
Sports Illustrated.
Safridi, like
Yo,
jamming a fist down
this
the
is
throat,
this
bro.
is Max Hardcore
Yeah.
about to get locked up. That's yo,
They're not hot
Hush,
chewing.
Hush knew that one.
They're puking.
Hush
on
had
it,
too
bro.
much recognition on that one.
Yeah.
That's ATM.
Ah, yeah, bro.
TMI. So yeah, we're here. I got to tell you,
Yeah.
speaking of TMI and like ratchetness, so I have an admission. I ran out of clean underwear. I'd been wearing the same boxers 4 days in a row.
Flip him inside out, right?
Well, not even. If you catch a glimpse down the leg hole today, you're gonna see something.
You're gonna be some doo-doo
Yeah.
seeds.
No.
Oh, man, bro.
You might see a little hot dog and buns.
Oh man, all right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'll try to
keep
avert
your
my
eyes down
gaze.
here. Keep your,
I want to add
I'm
in.
trying to avert my
Hold
gaze.
on. Time out. Because like we're co-hosts on this show, and I want to let everyone know I do not condone that in any kind of way. I want to let everyone know after the break. And
Big
secondly,
Dookie Chain
I
does
also
not
want to let
condone
everyone
this.
know I'm not going to give you his exact address, but this motherfucker lives like right behind the Middle East. He lives in like a main area where you can buy underwear. Like you can absolutely buy underwear.
Actually, in Central Square, there's no TJ Maxx.
Do you
There's
have
no,
to-
there are no
it's a
Marshalls.
major urban area.
No,
They gotta
but
sell underwear.
there is nowhere.
Do you have Amazon?
I have Amazon.
Do you have
but
Amazon?
it's the city Target, so they don't even have like
Do
all
you
that.
have Amazon?
I have Amazon.
You could have easily right now when we're doing this, you could be like boom, 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 and almost
I
by
have
the
it
time
delivered
by the
here.
time he's home, it might even
Yeah.
be at his house.
Probably get delivered here right
No,
now.
we're not delivering his underwear here.
Yo.
He deliver that shit at his own house. You know what I'm
But
saying?
honestly-
we're co-hosting and it ends there.
Well, it's just like
The views of Van Styles do not reflect Chris Dash's. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, disclaimer. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
that. So fucking let's start this like at the not the beginning. Well,
we're doing a show here.
Where you from?
Yeah.
Where you from? Originally.
Lived on the Cape, lived in Dorchester, lived in Mission Hill. I probably lived in Mission Hill longer than anywhere. But
Okay.
Yeah.
So south of Boston to Boston.
Yeah.
Okay. How the fuck do we all know each other?
I'm imagining weed.
Well,
Weed and hip hop.
I was gonna say hip hop. It's got to be hip hop.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, yeah, that would
Because he's
make
never
sense.
been a smoker like that. I mean.
Okay.
So you.
I know him from undergroundhiphop.com.
Yeah, like
I mean,
20
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Well, this was the guy that was playing the music on the radio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be up in there jammed to the gills, like chit chatting with on and on.
Yo,
Like,
Well,
wait, explain what jam to the gills means for
since
the listeners.
Since he brought it up, okay, yeah, I want to hear your explanation on that.
it's snoring fucking oxys till I was nodding out.
So,
Like,
Correct.
I'm gonna
Nodded the
say-
fuck out,
I'm
bro.
gonna say something though. I'm gonna pretext this interview because you're very open with your drug use.
Yeah, yeah.
So people that like when Adria met you, I had to preface it. I'm like, okay, like X, Y, and Z. I'm like, but super smart dude who's like intelligent on all these levels. I had to like press her
Yeah.
because sometimes our friends they're characters. You know what I'm saying? Like him included, me included. Like I'm all of it.
People were making appropriate jokes.
But
and shit.
I did have to preface like this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. But he's on the level and trust me, right? So we did. But like this dude right here, he's the only dude I would know. Like I'd see him nodded off on the train, but this dude would have a fucking book. Like the book of medicine, and it's like it would say like the book of medicine or some shit, and it would fucking be like this thick, and he got it, and I know he's reading it. I know for a fact when he's waking up for his nod, he's like, oh shit, let me get back to like my studying fucking like human anatomy. Like what the fuck, bro?
Is the word an enigma? Is that what he is?
Yeah, but
like possibly
a lot of heroin addicts are
really smart. People.
Are really smart people, like just addict. Like
right,
like
we
they,
had. Fucking,
I mean,
who was the one who almost shot his wife's head off when he shot the apple off her head?
Not Hemingway. No, fucking
not Hunter.
He wrote the book Junkie.
Yeah.
William S. Burroughs.
Yes, thank you.
Well, see how he knows
it's a good book.
Authors?
Right.
Yeah,
Case in point.
Yeah,
like
that dude was like the original outlaw, bro. That dude was like a drug addict homosexual in like the 30s, 40s. I mean, that shit is like, bro. And, he's from a family with money. His uncle invented like fucking typewriter tape or something.
Oh, I didn't realize all that.
Yeah, bro, like, and that shit was worth a ton of money. So he grew up going to like private schools. He had money and everything, but he was a homosexual drug addict.
What's his most famous book where he like
Junkie is his most famous book.
What's the other book though? There's where it's like about like I remember like jacking off with blood in it on little boys. This is No, I'm not kidding. No, this shit was like
hold on,
that sounds like some shit that fool.
I want to state again that I do not share the views of Van Styles. Okay, I just
Van is trying to definitely get this episode demonetized.
We're gonna have to have like a
me jerking off with blood. It was.
I'm gonna have to have it.
It was
Chris
the author.
Does not share the same views as Rheto either.
They made it into a movie too.
Huh.
Yeah, and like the book was famous for like he like wrote it and then cut it up and then reinserted like all the sentences and
that sounds vaguely familiar. The
naked fucking lunch is a classic.
No, you're right. Yeah,
right. I'm not actually just being a complete animal up here.
No, you're
I'm
right.
a primitive beast still.
You might be getting us demonetized.
It's a long book, and that's the part you picked out. What's
No, the whole book is like this. It's unreadable. It's the only book I've not been able to ever get through. Seriously, other than the Bible. No, the Bible's pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of begots.
So Rheto, click Animosity.
This beget that.
What is Click Animosity? What was?
I mean, it's me, Gage, Tismo. Realm was involved. To a degree, Bombshell was involved.
Realm behind you?
Really, yeah, Realm. I mean, it's really Gage's thing, to be honest. Like, Gage, they put me on, after the fact. I know Dismo was down with them. They had, like, affiliations with Tease, rest in peace. But it was, at the time, I had, done the stuff with Evil Dead and all that shit, which is really my group. I had started that. But,
And you have the Evil Dead neck tattoo to prove it.
I do, yeah. Me and Enemy, we were like, we're going to be a group together. And he had done, like, a baseball bat that said Evil Dead on it. Because we both love the movie, love like the horror and slapstick comedy shit, and we were like, yo, bro, we gotta think of a name. That's the two of us, and I remember this fool was like, oh, bro, we gotta like think of like the fucking dopest thing, bro. It's gonna take forever. I'm like, yeah, bro, we gotta like really think about this. I'm sure we're sitting there sniffing coke or whatever, and I just looked up at the baseball bat. I was like, yo, we should just call each other Evil Dead, and he was like, yeah, bro, that's fucking dope. Like, let's just call you. So we're like, all right, that's done. Like, that's easy. So
and then how long after did you get the neck tattoos?
I don't know, maybe like a month or two months after.
Because I want you had neck, you were doing the neck tattoo pre everyone having everything tattooed.
Oh yeah, no, bro, this was like that shit was on some like you're never getting a fucking job now.
What age was that? Because the whole time I've known you,
maybe like 23.
Okay,
it was that was like my. I mean, I've been getting tattooed since like '96 when I was 16. And, my mom came home with a tattoo at 16. My mom's what the fuck,
Right.
But when I came home with the neck tattoo and shit, like fucking high as a kite, bro, yeah, like that. I mean, my mother was like, my mom ain't gonna yell at me. I'm an adult technically, but yeah, the look of disappointment, bro. Like, fucking it was.
Because he's not wrong though too. Because like there was like when tattoos first started, like tattoos at one point only outlaws got tattoos.
Oh yeah,
that was
nah.
And that wasn't
military people,
that wasn't
like,
that long ago.
Military people, yeah.
That was like maybe 30 years ago.
Oh yeah, no.
Like tattoos were illegal in Massachusetts.
Oh, I know. I had to go to Rhode Island to get my first tattoo.
Yeah.
I went to I went to Providence to get my first tattoo. They were illegal here.
I had to get my first tattoo I got in Providence as well because they were illegal. They've been legal in Massachusetts maybe for 15, 20 years.
Yeah, Massachusetts is a fucking Puritan state, bro.
So it's crazy.
It's crazy.
But
I did not know that at all.
Yeah, the reason I bring that up is because when you got a fucking neck tattoo, like nobody even had arm tattoos yet.
Yeah, people would do it up on their biceps.
Like now people have sleeves and shit. Yeah, but no, outlaws, military people in the outskirts started getting them on their bodies at this time. If you got a fucking neck tattoo, you were someone who was committed like a motherfucker.
You were a fucking scumbag, pretty much.
Well, now people get their whole necks done and shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a big deal.
And they're like a barista.
Yeah.
I remember Rheto had the neck tattoo, and one of the first white rappers I seen with the grill.
With the gold fronts.
Oh, yeah.
The gold fronts. Rheto used to walk around with the gold fronts. The grills.
Yeah, that was wild.
I tell you, that shit has fucked my gums up, bro, so bad.
Really?
Wearing that shit. Like people say, you know what I mean? Like tongue rings. People like, oh, fuck you. I always thought to myself, how would that fuck you up? Yeah, I know it's metal. It bangs against your gum and your teeth. But after wearing those fronts for years, bro, my gum is super receded up along the front of my teeth because it pushed up and it would rub against it constantly. And that shit's true. Those things don't even fit me anymore. I still have them in my drawer at home. But they don't fit because my teeth has shifted, you know, in the years of not wearing them because I don't fucking wear them anymore. I busted them out this year on Halloween to show my kid. Yeah. And she was fucking dying. You know, she wants like gold teeth. Like she
wants
clowning, bro. Like
that's what she got out of this.
Oh yeah, no, bro. My kid's a fucking.
What's the story behind? Like, how do you? Because also back then, like you said, you were the first like white rapper kid. Because I'd say at that time maybe Gravediggers had him, like Method Man had him, but not Paul Wall's not out yet. The grills aren't a thing yet. These are like Fangs, like horrorcore rapper, fucking like very few people.
I mean, to be
things.
fair, like I'm sure nonfiction had that. shit.
Very
like,
few.
Yeah,
people,
I'm sure.
Yours did have fangs though.
I did. I have a pair of white gold ones with just one fang, like one fang. So then I got a pair of bottoms that are like kind of werewolf joints with canary diamonds on the tips, and then like all like. Diamonds across the whole.
Where did you even get those back then?
But that's what I want to know. Like what's the like? So you're sitting there one day, like, yo, let's go get them fucking gold.
Yo,
fronts.
You know who had?
Tell me the story.
Enemy.
I know.
I gotta give it to Enemy. That fool had him before me. So we were at the studio, and like this fool walks in.
What year is this?
Like again, like 2003, probably.
21 years ago.
Yeah, a lifetime ago.
Exactly.
But he come in and he had the gold teeth. He had the bottoms. And I was like, bro, those are dope. And he's like, yeah, bro, fucking the dude Yuri made them down in Chinatown, like in the little jewelry exchange. You know, you walk in and there was all the stalls. There was like a little Chinese lady up in there. She'd be fucking cranking butts all day, just in the store. You know what I mean? And she'd be like, you want the gold necklace? You want? And he'd be like, no, I don't want. She'd be like, eh. And she'd like do the hand like, eh. But the dude Yuri, he was across the stall, and that dude, he was, you know, like a Jew. He was like, my friend, you come on over, blah, blah, blah. But he was like the first dude in Boston making fronts. There was another place that was over by, I want to say Rainbow in downtown Boston. Yeah, but it was this black fool from Dorchester, but he was just doing the fucking mail-in shit. Yuri actually had the molds and everything, and he'd make them for you. So Enemy and I, you know, because we were like, oh, we make art, we make music, can you show us how to do this? So he used to let us go and like watch how the fronts were made. He'd like sit there and let us help like polish them off, grind them and everything.
Really?
And he hooked he would hook up gems in them and shit because I was designing some pendants for him. I drew a couple MOB pendants. It was when everybody had to have a money over bitches pendant. I'm sure that fucking Lil Wayne's shit just fucking had one, and you know, like everybody who was fucking selling blow, they had to get the MOB pendant. But I had designed a couple of them.
That was Tupac shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The MOB's Tupac.
But Lil Wayne also has MOB on his tattoo.
That's his crew, though, right?
But he took it from Pac.
No, it wasn't his crew, but he called the outsides like the mob, and then he would be like money over bitches.
Oh, okay.
Well, also like the gang that he ran with was Mob.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like Bob James and shit.
Right.
No, I am right. I know. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but
I know that.
MOB is money over bitches. That's Tupac shit. But
I know it's money over bitches. But
I didn't mean to stop your fucking story.
No, you good. I mean, low key, bro. I don't even know a lot about hip hop like that. I make that shit.
That's on the hip hop.
I can rap. I write graffiti. I make all of it.
But you know how to make fronts.
So you made the MOB chains.
Oh yeah, I designed them.
Okay.
I designed them, and he made them. So then he would let us come in and he'd show us how to make the fronts and everything. And the thing is too, you really want to get somebody that actually makes them, because when they come out of the mold, there's burrs on them and there's like abnormalities like that just don't fit into your mouth. And I mean, you're talking about a piece of jewelry that has to fit over your teeth and it's up against your gums. So you want it a snug fit, but you don't want it to be fucking poking you with this and that. Yeah. So what you do is, after you get them made, he takes the grinder and you go and you grind all the burrs off of them. You smooth them up. If something's like a little tight, a little loose, they have like little awls and they'll stretch it and they'll do that. This other dude, he didn't do none of that shit.
Right.
All this
one size fits none.
Yeah, it's like, what they do is you get a mold made, right? So you they have like a tray like at the dentist.
Oh,
and
you put in boiling water, put it in.
Yeah, they put putty in it. It's like a putty
with the clear bright shit or whatever. They put it
the whole clay.
I forget
It's like dental clay or some shit.
The line of teeth, the Invisalign.
Invisalign,
Boom,
yeah.
There it goes.
That's because that's basically what it is. It's just a metal version of that. But they had like these trays and they'd put this like gel in it or like this putty, and you bit into it and you held it for like a minute, and then when you pulled it out, it had a perfect imprint of your teeth. So then what they did is they would take plaster and they would put plaster into the existing mold. So now they have a mold of your teeth. Now they take like a third mold like that looks like a U, and what they do is they fill it up with gold and then they dunk the plaster mold of your teeth in. So now you basically have like, it look like a mouth guard or like a UFC guy. You have that made of gold, and then they go in and they grind it down and they shave it and they form the teeth, and then they just take the gold and they remelt it and use it for more jewelry. But that's how they're made.
But nobody ever told you it was going to affect your gums, though.
No, I mean, it wouldn't have fucking mattered, bro.
I know. You were doing way worse things than what is happening to your gums.
So back then, you got the fang teeth and everything. Your style of hip hop, different.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess at the time it was.
Especially at the time.
At the time, yeah.
What do you
consider
like
horror Raekwon?
What do you consider your style of hip hop?
I mean, I guess, honestly, I feel like we were like kind of horrorcore-ish, like in a way. But I feel like one of the things like we really were was like junkie rap. I feel like it's like one of those things, where people are always like, oh, if I had been around now. I'm like, bro, I remember being a junkie, like booting up in the Middle East bathroom, going on stage, like fucking, and that shit was like disgraceful. Like, fools just looked at me like a fucking disgrace. And now that shit's par for the course. Like, these kids are fucked up, bro. Like, I mean, I was fucked up. These fools are like fucked up.
You were the mold. You were the mold.
I was,
today.
You said you made junky hip hop, because you guys definitely were more like horrorcore is what I was trying to get at too, and not the horrorcore thing per se.
Yeah.
But that wasn't like who was out there for horrorcore? Like they had the Ill Bill, Cage was out, Grave Diggers was around.
Necro, really. Necro. I mean, it was Bill's brother.
Yeah, is that like who influenced you?
And
Diggers. Honestly, Grave Diggers and Wu-Tang were like the biggest influences, and then like MF Doom. I mean, basically, I think every rapper, like any rapper that can spit and shit like that, if you ask them who like their influences, like without a doubt, they're gonna be like MF Doom, bro.
Wait, I remember you were going by Frankie Needles.
I never got that MF Doom shit. I never like. It's gonna sound like I try to get into MF Doom, and I just want to say this because of the hip hop show. We have to say this because every time he's brought up, I try.
He comes up every time, right?
I fucking know, but like I'm lyrical to the fucking core. That's how I argue with him all day about this shit.
I'm with you on that.
And MF Doom, like I fucking try, like people like he's amazing. So I'm like, all right, like what's the best? And I put it on. I'm like, he's like off by a syllable here and a syllable there, and he's going over there.
Okay, so that's what I like about him because he says some dope shit.
He does,
and then he leaves.
Shit.
He leaves a bar empty so you can digest it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's almost like you can catch his shit on like the first go. It's almost like being in a cipher and someone's just riding it and they're not going like and it's that shit's cool.
I don't necessarily like the better. I more like the pocket. Like you're always hitting the fucking like you know what I'm saying?
I feel
Black Dot, Method Man when he's on it, like he's always just whap.
It's like you're
like
either
Ghost and Ray for me. I like.
Well, I was gonna say
those fools can say anything and they ride the beat so good.
When I thought of you as your Frankie Needles stage, I thought of it as like horror Raekwon. Well, you had the Frankie Needles tattoo, right?
I do, yeah, it's right.
Yeah, right there.
That's
junky rap.
That's
Frankie
junky
Needles.
Rap. Now I was really sticking needles in my arm.
Yeah,
and you wrote it on your skin. So.
I did, with needles. But
I will say, like in terms of the whole MF Doom conversation, I've tried to put on other people to MF Doom who are like maybe more casual hip hop listeners. Yeah, and it does not usually work.
But I'm not.
You have to be. I know you're not.
No, I mean,
so you're definitely not.
Yeah.
It's just I wasn't into it like when I was back in college and Operation Doomsday was out, but then somehow when Mad Villain came out, I like got extremely into that album.
That's when
I clicked 100%, and that's where I didn't like food then. I was so mad. I like it now. I like it now, but you're a chef too.
Yeah,
so it's perfect
just
for you.
that first track, all about jail and shit. Like,
no,
bro,
now I listen to it and it's great.
About jail are so good, bro.
No, now I listen to it and it's so great. But at the time, yeah.
Yeah, you know, when I got into MF Doom through like Tone and Mr. B and like the VLK kids, and they were like the first ones who had been like, hey, this is Zevlov X, like, Peach Fuzz.
Did you listen to that KMD when they were?
I listened to Peach Fuzz when I was a kid, but I wasn't like this because it was more poppy, and I mean it was a song like with George Curious, Walk Like a Duck, walks. I mean I knew
Curious Walk Like a Duck was my shit.
Oh,
I've never heard anyone else know that fucking song.
There we go.
Ever.
Curious. So Curious is on Mad Tracks with MF Doom. He's in Monster Island Zaz.
Constipated Monkey.
Wasn't
a bit of that produced?
I think he did.
Constipated Monkey. Yeah, the name of that. I had the tape, the cassette tape.
Yeah. Because that's KMD is Constipated Monkey Doo-Doo. They call KMD, that causing much damage. They're all affiliated. They're like all Long Island.
I thought there was like
dudes.
Del the Funky Homo Sapien. I thought he had something to do with that shit.
Nah, because he's from the Bay.
How did Del end up on the second Virtuoso album?
Dude, honestly,
weird Boston question.
Vert is like wildly respected, like amongst like lyricists. Those dudes, a lot of those hieroglyphic dudes, like they fuck with Vert hard.
They should. World War I was one of my favorite indie albums of all time, or albums, period. Rap albums, period.
Vert he can rock, man.
Like
I mean, that feels nasty.
Evolution of the Torturer, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, the first album I like way more.
Incinerator,
and Brian Life on the covers.
Brian Life with the covers
like
again.
Life's first
See, Hush
covers,
knows.
really.
Hush is too young to know this shit.
He knows this.
How is he such an old, wise mind in that young body, that young, nubile, fresh, spring chicken
does
body?
Not reflect
Once again, this does not reflect the fucking views of Chris Tash.
You need one of those.
I'm getting a triangle or a bong. I'm getting something.
No, but it is impressive. Who else in their early 30s is going to know about fucking Virtuoso?
Yeah, so I'm like,
hey, you know what? There's this dude that he drinks at the bar that I go to in Koreatown in LA, and he loves Virtuoso, and I don't know how the conversation brought up.
Is he white or Mexican?
He's a white dude, but he's from LA. He's a white dude, but there's probably like some Mexican somewhere in there. He's this tall dude with like a beard bigger than Tash's. He's got fucking long ass hair, right? Walking around with sandals and shit. Like fucking, this fool's a lawyer, and he teaches at Southwest Law. Which I never realized. I'm there because I do some like private chef stuff. So we're there cooking at this event, and this fool just walks up. He's got like his like backpack. He's like, "Hey, what's up, Rhet?" I'm like, "What the fuck is he doing?" "Oh yeah, nah, bro, I teach here." And he apparently is like really into like environmental law, and he's really into like eminent domain laws and shit. And he's like, I mean, he is like a Cali type dude. He'll go and help people out that like they're trying to like take their house to build this. Like that fool will go there pro bono, and like, dude, he helps try to draft laws to like knock down corporations, like. So it makes sense.
And you listen, and his soundtrack to all this is Virtuoso.
It makes sense because Vert is a very political rapper, so it makes sense. But he knows like everything. Obviously, he's in the lift and everything, but he fucking loves Vert, man. Like that dude can't say enough good things. So it's it's wild to be on the other side of the country.
Do you make music out in LA?
Yeah, I got a group we call the Ides of March. Me and my homie Nico. He is my next door neighbor. He just moved actually, but. I had been making music with this kid Mike, and I'd be going over there partying and shit, drinking too much, and he started dating this chick that was high, and he couldn't shut up about how hot she was. This fool was
I wasn't sure if you said high or hot.
No, I was high. Okay. She was hot. Yeah. And he wasn't gonna get a broad that was this hot again. And I could tell she didn't really like me. She was one of those people where this fool, you ain't had to like twist this kid's tits. Like this fool would sit here and fucking drink whiskey. He'd fucking do drugs. But it's like, she don't look at him like that. He's doing it with me, so it's my fucking fault. You know what I mean? So like it was one of those things where all of a sudden this fool hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, so I'm not making hip hop anymore."
I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, I'm just trying to record rock and roll. And it's like, you could see, in my mind's eye, I could see his girl there with the scowl, like making sure he hit all the talking points on the phone to like not call him back. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was
like,
one of
Rheto,
those,
you're
bro.
a great guy. And as we discussed, like extremely knowledgeable and intelligent. Like you wouldn't expect that from, you wouldn't expect that from a Frankie Needles tattoo on the arm.
No, but like very intelligent.
Yeah, like extreme. Like I can't overemphasize it enough.
I look like a fucking county scumbag.
Yeah, you might as well be.
You write screenplays and shit.
I write screenplays. Yeah,
that's fucking incredible.
I act like I don't know.
You're like the new age, maybe a little less bisexual Jack Kerouac or
maybe
Burroughs there.
Shit, I wish I was bisexual, man. Those people seem to have mad fun
out in L.A. They have twice the options. Twice the options.
Twice the options, bro.
I'm getting a sign.
They all have a good ass time. Shit.
But I was gonna say you are a bad influence because, like we discussed before we came on air, you were the one who introduced me to OxyContin, and then I lost a week and a half of my life in San Francisco.
He saved Christmas.
You saved?
We discussed this.
I saved a Van Styles family Christmas.
Right. Oh yes.
Selling them Oxy apparently.
I was at Christmas dinner, and I show up, and I had spent a week and a half on Oxys with this girl I met at the bar in Boston, and we flew out to San Francisco and met in the middle. But I met at a fish house, and I'm sitting there with my grandmother, my parents, and I'm like, I have one left. Go into the bathroom, crush that up, snort it, have a great family dinner. So,
bro.
In the name of Rheto, but I couldn't remember that whole week and a half. Oh. And right now you've just dosed
sounds
me.
Like you had fun.
We're live on Facebook. I'm pretty sure his family's on Facebook. So
probably.
We're all, like, that's the guy.
But I only right, that's the one who did it.
Sorry, Mrs. Styles.
But right now, as we're live right now, you have me about to try Kratom.
Kratom.
For the first time.
Stuff
You
is
didn't do that
incredible,
yet?
bro.
No, I haven't done it yet.
He's waiting for his moment.
Right, I was waiting until I could introduce it on the Big Dookie Chain.
Spit it on me.
I know,
Right.
don't puke that shit.
So it's mixed with the warm water, and I just throw it back, and
then you're gonna want to drink that.
Maybe try half of it first. I don't know, bro.
No, just do the whole thing. Do the whole thing, and then you want to like immediately do that.
You can do it, bro. Go ahead.
You're going too slow. Yeah, you're gonna want to.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's like it's ground up tea, is what it is. I mean, it's ground up green tea.
It's rough.
It's not great. It doesn't taste great.
It tastes like tea. It's fucking gross.
Yeah. Hooked on another one.
Yeah.
One of Rheto's finest.
You don't even want to fucking wash it.
At least it's legal, man. So you know.
It's legal, and honestly, bro, I got off Suboxone, and I take this shit now. Like, oh man, this stuff is great, bro. Like, they should be giving this to people instead of methadone and fucking Suboxone, bro. I'll tell you that much.
They need it in Central Square right about now.
Some real shit.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
I get kratom from him. Kratom, I don't fucking know.
Kratom. You know what? Somebody said that it was kratom to me. I call that shit kratom. Somebody said he was talking to someone in Indonesia. They said it was kratom.
Dude, we should get an endorsement deal from one of these kratom.
Well, it's all the
brands.
same thing, but I don't want to get off the topic. He just said that he got off heroin because of this shit. I also I've had 2 spine surgeries, and I get kratom from him, and I get this upper shit that I use to
the white vein.
We use that shit and you work better. I don't know, focuses you and shit in your work. And then they do have some stuff that is absolutely
the white
great.
Shit that's called cocaine.
No, it's not called cocaine. It's white kratom. And he also, but
it does get you up.
But they also have other red kratom that you take for your I take it for my spine, and if I take I'll take 4 or 5 of those capsules, and that shit will it does work.
It works shockingly well for something that's legal.
You think well, that's exactly right. You think it wouldn't work as good as it does.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You surprised. I had spine surgery. I have real actual back pain.
I know. I've seen you in the hospital.
In the hospital, twice.
Twice.
So it's not I use that same shit because I don't use opiates. I don't use I don't have any. I have one muscle relaxant that I take very sparingly, but I'm supposed to take every night. But I take that shit. I get it from him.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, this shit helped me. It helps me a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? So.
And how are the interactions between that and any other drugs? Is my generic
honestly,
Viagra? This is going to get in the way of that?
You're fucked, bro. Your dick's never going to get hard. All right. Again. No, sorry, I don't fucking know.
When was the last time you did heroin?
Fucking years ago, probably 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. When you were still living in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
You forget the date,
Yeah, I don't remember that shit.
At the beginning, did you remember it? And you had your anniversary.
No. You know what? I stopped shooting that shit. Christ, it's been almost 15 years now. To touch back on what we were saying about the book, right? So I a whole bunch of shit had happened. I was so fucking sick of doing drugs, but I was booting up all the time, and I shot up a couple Perk 30s, in which I never did. I'd always snort them, and they some of the sediment got under my skin, and I had like a huge ass abscess on my arm, and I had to go to the hospital to cut it open, and I didn't have no insurance. It was before they were making you get health insurance like that. So I always we'd always do in Mission Hill is just go to the fucking emergency rooms because they're right there. Right. I'd just walk to the emergency room, and they'd fucking hook me up. They'd fucking say, we're gonna send you a bill, but that's ain't no one paying that shit. So it was like, boom, fucking I'd leave. But I was up in there, and I was reading the Book of Laughter and Forgetting by Milan Kundera. Yeah. Oh, excellent, bro.
I love that book. I love all Milan Kundera books.
The Unbearable Lightness of Being.
That one's amazing.
That's like, but yeah, his style. We'll touch back on that. But I was reading the Book of Laughter and Forgetting, and the guy came in, he was gonna do my gauze for my arm. So they had to like open it up, they pull the gauze out, it fucking pus and everything. And then they'd repack it, and I had him do it a couple times because I was have to go every like 2 days, and they would do it. So I was in there, I was waiting for him, it was all busy, and I was just, the tools were there, the suture or whatever, and I was like, oh, I can just do this myself. So I just fucking did it.
What?
And the dude came in, and he was just like, oh, they already saw you? And I was like, oh, no, I just did it myself. And he was like, you did that yourself? And then he looked at it, and he was like, oh, you did a pretty good job. And he was like, are you left-handed? I was like, I'm kind of ambidextrous, but I use it. He was like, well, he's like, that's even better, man. He's like, you did a really good job. I was like, oh, thanks, man. And then he like looks down, he's like, saw the book, and he's like, huh, it's like a good book. I'm like, yeah, man, thanks. He's like, hey, man, let me ask you. He's like, heroin, right? Like, you're a heroin. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm a junkie. He's like, huh. He's like, and he kind of just like shook his head, and he was like, not for nothing, man. He was, he's like, a lot of people like you come in here, arms fucked up, dying, fucked up on drugs. He goes, they're not like fixing their own fucking dressings and reading Milan Kundera. And he just walked away, and I was just kind of sitting there like, fuck, dude, like, like, this fool's right. Like, what the fuck am I doing? And it's, that's not like, it was so many things. I was sick of life. I was so disappointed with myself, letting my family down, just letting myself down. But it was like one of those moments, like, I always, I remember that moment specifically of that guy saying that to me and just walking away and just being like, bro, I got to get my fucking act together, bro. Yeah. Like,
what's
what the fuck, dude,
that he knew exactly, like, what to say.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't need any more words.
Yeah.
It, like, hit.
Well, he's just saying what everyone else is always thinking when they observe you. Is like, those two things do not match up.
Everybody wants to go, you got to stop. You got to get, they want to do that shit. He didn't do any of that. He was just like,
he didn't care.
Threw a little thing out in the air, like, that's what I'm observing.
Yeah.
I don't got time to party with you, but just
this is like Dangerous Minds.
Yeah. he was my Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah,
no, sorry.
Exactly.
It's going to be in the movie.
Coolio was there.
Right.
Coolio had a cameo as the attending nurse.
That's
like, Junkie's Paradise.
That's the ending of Rhet Saves Christmas.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So fucking, you're out in LA now. All right.
Yes, sir.
You're making music. You're in the graffiti scene.
Yeah, I'm doing graffiti more than anything right now.
The makeup we were talking about. The makeup of like I hate saying ethnicities. I hate that fucking word. But like, what's a better word for like the makeup of like cultures?
Culture, I guess. Race.
Is racism. Like, I hate that one too.
The demographic.
Demographic. There you go.
That sounds political.
And I will say this: I went to 3 Living Legend shows in San Diego like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Over half of the crowd.
Mexican, right?
And they know every lyric.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy! I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Underground hip hop, graffiti, all of that is Mexican.
What's the difference in like being in like the underground scene in the East Coast, where there's a lot of different vibes, ethnicity, styles, versus being over in the West Coast, where there might be more of certain vibes?
Like, you know what a big thing on the West Coast is that's so nice is people are fans. Like, on the East Coast, nobody's really a fan. Like, people will like stuff, but the truth is, everybody raps. I think we were talking about this earlier. Like, it's everyone that shows up is like there to rock their set. Like, there's not a lot of people that are actually just fans. Like, everybody that's a fan of it, it's because they do it themselves. And, a lot of times, there's a lot of people that really shouldn't be fucking making music. Like, there's people that shouldn't be writing graffiti. There's a lot of people that they should just be fans. Mm-hmm. And I think something I do like about LA, it's like, there's a lot of love. People will show way more love out there, but they will also be more like, if you suck, like, dudes will be like, hey, yo, my boy, like, that's, nah, bro, like, you you gotta fall back. Like dudes won't, like out here people be, it's like, oh, that's the homie, so I'll support it and I'll do this and shit. Like full support out there, but like if you can't get it done, like those fools will definitely be like, like you'll get told, like dudes will be like, nah, bro, like you suck, my boy. Like, you got a job as a carpenter, bro. Usually, man, you make a dope ass cabinet, fool. Like you should go make cabinets. Like, yeah, bro.
Dope
like, yeah, because
cabinet.
the fucking your beats, bro, are fucking trash.
That's
like,
what friends should do, though.
They should.
That's what real friends. But people get mad when you do that.
Yeah.
It's like that's maybe not for you. Like.
And it's it's one thing I would never tell nobody to not make art. I think everybody should make art, but the problem is so many people are like still doing it, trying to make money out of it, and it'll be dudes that are like in their fucking 40s, like, bro, this is the year my album's gonna come out and I'm gonna get paid, and it's like, bro, come on, bro.
That
like,
all comes down to if like
you just gotta make it to have fun.
Well,
like,
if you're 40, right, and you're still putting out music and you still haven't made it, that means your work ethic sucks. Because you should have made it by now. If you've been making, the people that I know and that you know and that you know and that you know to an extent that have been making music for 10, 15, 20 years now and they're consistently making it, they're all of them are on.
Yeah.
Because they've all consistently been working and hustling and doing their job. We can go on the list, and they're all OGs from Edo to Slain to Term.
If their terminology, they have 50 albums by now.
Well,
I'm going to the Term show on Friday.
Always knew how to market himself, too. That's a big thing I noticed. There is no lack of people that can really spit in Boston, but a lot of people, they're not really easy to market.
This is
like
hard.
Me, I was extremely hard to market because I was fucking rude to everybody. I was on drugs. I was confrontational. So
wait, did you ever see the marketing? Did either of you or any of the three of you see the marketing for Terminology's Goya 1?
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
Guns,
I always remember that.
Available?
But
I remember that
it
name.
came with
though.
the custom mirror.
Yep.
And straw.
And a straw.
Oh, that's fire, bro.
I actually mentioned that to him because I was like, I'll never forget. Like, I'll never forget that album specifically because of that. And I'm like, that made me like want to roll out albums with like, if you made like a drinking album, like Shot Glass or something.
The Evil Dead CD we did, it had lines of chopped up oxy on the actual CD. That's what the print was on top of it. It was lines of oxy, and then it was like a chunk of a fucking 80, and then it was my fucking OCC card where I had to go take the piss tests. That you have to have a photo ID so you couldn't send other people in, but it was my OCC card with my fucking birthday blocked out of it on the fucking plate. Like, so I was like chopping up lines with my fucking piss test card, bro. Yeah, that's like that was the cover of the CD. That was hard,
he said,
bro.
piss test card. That's a fucking Boston.
He
goes Boston, and then he's like, "Hey, fool."
Yeah,
I'm hearing a lot of fools.
Bro, I say fool so much now, like, bro.
You picked it up.
You know
right
what it is?
there.
Because I'll be on, bro. Like when I lived in Mission Hill, everything is the M-bomb, and I know I'd be saying, "Hey, man, you know."
Yeah, you used to drop the
Always
N-bomb
saying
left
that.
and fucking right.
And you know what?
That was the one I would have to. We might have to warn people. Rheto's coming around.
No, I did. It's with Adria. That was one of the things
You're like,
I.
this
I'm like,
fool
just
might say
no.
that
He's
shit.
no, not might. You were gonna say that shit. I'm like, he doesn't mean it like that, and it's tough. But like, I'm glad that you're not doing it right now because it does make a lot of people uncomfortable.
You know what it really is, bro?
Well,
like,
it might get us demonetized.
I got a 4-year-old kid too, bro. And like I cuss in front of my kid, I say all that, but I can't be saying that every other word in front of like my 4-year-old little white blue-eyed daughter, because that fool is like a sponge. And like, I mean, that shit is, bro. She loves Ice Cube, bro. She can do "It Was a Good Day" almost top to bottom. She knows, and when she gets first, she
that
even
is
does
well
it.
reared.
She even does. She goes, "I can make the ass drop." She does that. Yo, bro, she do that when she come up, bro. We'll have her come up. Sometimes she be shy. We'll see if we get her to do it, but she'll be, she'll throw the lyrics in, like, niggas fuck around and call it triple double. You're like, I'm like, yo, bro, you can't be saying that shit, fool. Like, fucking, and like we talk.
She'd be like that girl that Kendrick Lamar called out brought up on stage, and then like put her on blast.
Yeah, but if you did that to my kid, bro, my kid would probably spit in your face, bro.
I wish the girl did that to Kendrick.
Nah,
honestly.
bro, that chick was like a certified like white person, like. My kid's still like
your kid is
an LA
gangster.
fool.
Your
Like,
kid is LA. Do anyone subscribe to the Instagram Foo's Gone Wild?
Oh yeah, bro, I love that shit, bro. Little Mr. E.
Yes.
So hey, okay, so the puppets. You know the puppets?
Oh shit.
So that's Puppet Master, right? I know that fool, bro. My kid. So like,
bro.
dude, my kid loves those puppets, right? So he made like little baby puppets, right? And we went to like the christening and everything. Dude, I got pictures of my daughter holding them and everything, bro. he reposts pictures of my daughter because she be be sitting there like doing her makeup to try to look like La Smiley, the female puppet, bro. Dude, my kid, she draws like little heart under her eye.
Does she speak Spanish yet?
Nah,
Does that
not
fool
really.
speak Spanish yet? That fool of yours?
That fool, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we try to speak as much to her as she can. I encourage everyone to speak Spanish to her. The building I live in is all Korean, so a lot of people speak Korean to her. I don't know what the fuck they're saying, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm hoping she's picking up on some of this.
So she can tell you what they're saying behind your back.
Literally, yeah. So she can order the good Korean food.
Right.
For me,
Well, you live in Koreatown.
Yes, sir.
Which is like Koreatown's like kind of a historical place.
Bro, Koreans on rooftops. Bro.
Yeah, you know what Koreatown is. Koreatown's where all the shit went down.
Right. Isn't there the movie Koreatown with the fucking...
No, do you know what went down in Korea? Like, you know what went down there?
During the Rodney King riots.
No, the Rodney King riots. Right?
Oh, that was in Koreatown?
That was, with Koreans on top of fucking stores with the rifles and shit.
Oh, shit.
So what happened is they burnt that motherfucking shit the fuck down, and when they build it back
Oh, that's right. Ice Cube does say that in Burned Down.
Yeah,
they burned
Koreans act so nice. Yeah, because they got potential to blow up a wind chills.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
That's where he like lived at. So it was crazy like going to his house in LA when I went there 5 years ago, I think. He lived right in Koreatown, so like you're kind of seeing the streets and shit and the buildings that are still left there and shit, the whole vibe of it. And then like he also lived in the corner of where like what Jane says, you know what I'm talking Jane says?
St. Andrews and 8th.
So he lived he lived like on the corner right there. Like that's where he lived. Like his house was like, I don't know, it wasn't that
big. It's in the middle of the block.
Yeah, it wasn't
between
that
9th and 8th.
This fool living in legendary spot.
So then we take the corner and it's like, what studio was right there? Like it was one of the Warner Brothers or some shit. The gate, like
no, it's a music studio. I forget, like Stevie Wonder used to record there.
No, we went up the block a little more, and Melrose Place was right the fuck there.
Oh, like Beverly Hills.
It was like right around the corner of your house. Like we drive for like a minute.
Yeah, it's like 2 miles away.
It was like a minute. We went up. We took a right.
TV show.
Yeah, like the house of Melrose Place, and across the street from that, it's like some big fucking studio.
You know what I actually live by is the American Horror Story house.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right down the block from me,
and
place 6 feet under. Like that house is that's like a mile from where I live. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like his house, like everything's a song or like a movie or like. And then we go to Hollywood Boulevard, which was fucking like literally probably the worst place I got besides fucking Jersey. Like Atlantic City is probably the worst place I've ever been. Like it's just Atlantic City's disgusting.
Yeah.
But like fucking Hollywood Boulevard is
disgusting.
It's really close.
Yeah.
It's like what you see. I don't know. You've been there, I imagine.
I have. Yeah.
I have, but I was pretty young. But
it's like nothing. It's like the worst from what you think it is to what it actually is like you're like on Mass Ave.
Yeah, it's like it's tourist traps with like weirdo tourists taking picture of like a Dolly Parton star that reeks of piss.
Yeah,
because like some fucking dude was methed out of his face pissing
and
on it, like
smoking meth, like
openly smoking meth.
And then what if we talk about the like
a lot of them,
the bus stops in L.A. Is it still Tent Town or is that just San Diego?
Nah, bro. Like there's like so at the end of my block, right? There was like
wait, hold up, fool. What show is this? What are we on right now?
Well, we talking Melrose Place and American Horror Story.
The Big Dookie Chain.
Big Dookie
we didn't
Chain.
even.
I was like, is this the pause?
I know you thought I was trying to trick you. I just realized we haven't laced this fool up.
This fool threw me the curveball, bro. I'm like,
I somehow we have
where were you on this night of January 27th?
I'm missing. MIA is the other chain right now, so I'm gonna have to lace you up in a couple other foolish things.
That's right.
Okay, let's see what we got.
That's costume jewelry.
I'll do one, bro. I don't want to look like Mr. T up in here.
Is that a Cuban
you know what I mean?
No, a big Cuban chain?
Okay.
We just gotta get this. We gotta get your Gucci link on.
Just give him the one, man. Just give him the one.
Just me the one. I'll do the one, bro.
Don't make him do the whole fucking thing. I
always gotta take it one step too far.
Yeah, obviously, bro.
We know that about him. How did you meet him?
Where'd he?
Oh, you don't remember?
Yeah, no. It was definitely at undergroundhiphop.com. I mean, you were there with Erroneous. Quest.
Erroneous still working at the record.
Quest used to be in the store. Quest used to look at us like we were going to try to steal records, I feel like. We'd like walk up in there, Quest would be like, hey, and he'd just be standing there at the register looking at you.
He'd be on the back camera racially profiling.
Oh,
so since you were white,
bro.
you'd be all right.
Yeah. I don't know,
except
bro.
him.
Well,
except Rheto.
Well, because I would come in with Bomb Shot.
Yeah, I was going to Bomb Shot.
Okay, well, Bomb Shot, I'm pretty sure Bomb Shot probably has been caught stealing from.
Well, no, it's crazy. Bomb Shot is probably, I've never seen or met Bomb Shot, and I've probably heard more things about him than any other person on earth.
Explain Bomb Shot, please, to the public.
And Rhet, do you have a good Bomb Shot story? You must have a good one.
Yeah, talk about Bomb Shot.
Nah, you bro, like I don't want to, because honestly, bro, there's like the crazier stories are wicked incriminating. Like I mean, I don't even know what's a sanitized story for him, but like bro, like that fool is a character. Okay, I got one.
Rhet will openly talk about his drug use, shooting heroin openly, and will like tell one Bomb Shot story. He's like, I don't think I can do that.
Nah, you know what though, bro? Because like
that's a loose cannon right there.
I know.
That's him. So okay, this is what I'll tell you about him, right? Like, so when back in the day when I had first met him, right, it was right after 9/11. And this fool like was being like a Muslim extremist, bro. He had on the robes and everything, bro. He had the beard, right? So this dude, he'd be up and down Newbury Street, bro, in the fucking Muslim robes and shit with the fucking kufi on. And then he'd have like an Averex jacket like on too. Bro, he'd be pumping CDs, bro. So this fool's like such a character. So we go with him to this show at Bill's Bar. And that dude would always manufacture beef with anybody. To like get his name out there, bro, like some Cool Keith shit, because he was a huge Cool Keith fan. He was always starting beef with people, right? So, pardon me, he gets on stage after Acrobatic, and he starts pulling tampons out of his pocket, and he was like, Acrobatic's a pussy. His real name's Jared. And he was fucking throwing tampons in the crowd, bro. And people were tripping out. And there was like a bunch of Marines or Army fools in the crowd, like in their uniform. And he was like, fuck you, bro. He was like, I celebrate 9/11. Fucking Jesus. Bro, he starts like yelling this shit, and it starts this huge, massive fight. And we just took off. I'm like, this shit is. That was like one of the first times we met him, and I was like, bro, this fool's nuts. But yo, honestly, bro, I've lived with that kid in multiple houses, bro.
He was there. He was there when I was hosting the Bomb Shot. I think I hosted Bomb Shot album release at that place
at the Middle East.
In Alston.
Oh. Like, was he
He's a rapper, yeah.
But was he successful? Because I hear so much about him. I'm like, I think he should be up there with, like, Slain and shit. How much I hear about him.
He's just a criminal. Is
he good at rapping?
He's a criminal, man.
When he's in his pocket,
Leeds loves him.
Incredible.
Leeds put out this Kill 'Em All mixtape.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's trying to be, he's as shocking as he possibly can be.
It's insane.
But in real life... He's still as shocking. His antics were that shocking,
dude.
Like it was questionable, like at the UGG store, because he was a regular there.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like we didn't know what might pop off.
He comes in and robs the store.
Right.
Like,
so
he comes
like,
in with like a bunch of like Syrians and they rob the place.
And like he'd be nice.
That's not out the realm of possibility.
He'd be like a nice guy that you'd be getting along with, and then you don't know, like, wicked polite. But
bro.
Then the next second he might go off the rails. So it's like one of those situations.
My wife,
ever been around anyone like that?
He used to mess with my wife's like adopted sister Noelle, right? Like, so me and my wife, like, we would be hanging out. This is years before we were together. Like, we were just hooked up.
Was it around Christmas time?
It was around Christmas, yes. But so this dude, he used to mess around with her adopted sister. So like the four of us would be hanging out, and my wife's like, he would always call the house, and he would just be like, "Hello, this is Robert. Is Noelle there?" And she was like, bro, he would be talking like he was talking to someone's parents, like in high school, bro. She was always say, she was like, that kid, for the shit he fucking does, he is so polite. Like, he's the most polite kid in the world.
We might have to get him on the Big Dookie Chain.
Dude, you got to get Bob.
I don't know where he is now. If you can get us an APB on Bomb Shot.
I'm not sure where he is, bro. I'll look into it, though. I talked to him. He was in L.A. We hung out for a minute. But
you know what I think would be interesting, Rheto?
He's on his deen, bro. He's a Muslim, bro. So, he...
Right.
I think he's at the mosque a lot trying to do right.
His I'm sure he was always like, he was Muslim, but then his ethics were like questionable, as if they were still falling under the guidelines of that religion. So I don't know. But real quick, like how long you grew up in Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you saw like Boston hip hop go through its stages.
Of course, yeah.
Can you give us a quick run through, if you were going to sum up Boston hip hop, naming names and the seminal albums from like as early as you remember? Because I'm from Michigan.
Obviously, like, you got to have it, like, Benzino, like all his shit, like
and
that.
Can you adjust that mic a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, you know, Edo G had the biggest thing going. Guru, you know, which people never realize that, like, you know, Guru's actually from Roxbury, and Premier's from Texas, which is so ironic because you think of like Gang Starr as like the quintessential New York group, and neither of them are actually from there. But I mean, you know, like people, you know, in Boston, it used to be like, you know, people to claim it, like, you know, yo, bro, he's actually from Roxbury, you know, even though, you know, the Fool's on there like rapping about Brooklyn and shit. I mean, there was like all.
How old were you when Made Men were kind of big, and Benzino and Almighty RSO?
Man, I remember seeing them on BET. I was probably like 12 or 13 years
like
old.
One in the Chamber.
I'm 43.
I was listening to that EP that was like 5 songs with One in the Chamber was on, and I believe that was before like they got, it was the small EP. I was on the bus going to junior high school.
So these were like those years where you're getting your own identity.
Yeah. At that time, I was really into hardcore. I listened to hardcore a lot, thrash. Like, I always listened to all kinds of music, but like when I was younger, I was way more into like hardcore and thrash. And
so how did you shift from that to hip hop, and when did that happen?
I could always freestyle. So like I tried to sing in like my friend's band when I was like 15 maybe, and you know, we would sit there and get drunk, be eating acid, and you know, I would freestyle. Like, I would just start freestyling, and it went from being like a novelty, be like, oh, yo, bro, this, you know, you're pretty good at that, to like, they were like, yo, bro, you're getting fucking good at this. And then it just, you know, and I got into my later, I was like, yo, I should actually try to rap. Maybe I'm like, I'm not gonna be a singer, I don't got a good voice, like, so I was like, but I could rap, I'm good at rapping. So then I just got into that and was just doing that. But I mean, for me,
like, what was your first cassette tape? Was it hardcore? Was it
no,
rock?
my first cassette tape was the Fat Boys.
So actually, it was rap.
It was the Fat Boys. You know, it was that song Jelly Roll. Give me that Jelly Roll, a real big fight. Like, and he's like all rapping about. He was rapping about fighting the dude. I need it, I eat it. Jelly Roll, good for the heart, the body, and soul. And he's all rapping about fighting you for the last Jelly Roll. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I was a little kid. That, and I mean, honestly, Will Smith, bro, like Nightmare on My Street. Parents don't understand, bro. That shit was hard, bro. Like, yeah. That
was your mom? Did you grow up with your dad? Also, was he in the picture? Or no.
Yes.
Okay.
My dad's a military guy.
Got it.
Yeah.
Were your parents listening to rap back then, or no? Okay.
No, I remember the only thing my dad would say, but he would just be like, "This shit's a phase." Like, you know. But that's I think how like all adults looked at it. It's like it was a corny novelty phase
because it wasn't old enough yet to be like adults weren't. They weren't old enough. You know, hip hop wasn't old enough to be listened to as
it hadn't
kids.
Proved itself.
Yes.
Well, no. Like when my mother was a kid and like his mother were like, hip hop wasn't out yet.
Oh yeah,
they were listening to rock and roll, and their parents were going, "This is a fad. It's never gonna."
But like hip hop wasn't even out yet.
Oh yeah,
so like they couldn't listen to it at 10 years old because it wasn't.
I'm doing my Public Enemy. Mom's still doing Paula Abdul.
Yes.
And Celine Dion.
I mean, my mom was listening to like the Beatles and shit.
See, your mother has better taste in music. I gotta say, I mean, I love my mom.
I fuck with Paula Abdul though, bro.
Yeah, no, she has some jams.
Something.
At the time,
so Lakers girl, bro. She was a fucking cheerleader.
Yeah. It was at the time she was like the thing.
When was the moment? Because we discussed this on a previous podcast, Tash and I. When was the moment that it became acceptable in your mind for white kids to start listening to rap? Like, because you remember when it used to be separation.
Yeah.
And were you ever called a wigger?
Yeah, of course, bro. I had to embrace that shit. But
you're like, yes, and then you put in the gold fangs, and then you get the neck tattoo.
I always just felt like this is something I like, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna listen to it. But as far as rapping goes, that was the thing. Like, I didn't take it seriously because it was like, bro, I'm just like some white kid from Massachusetts. Like, you can't. It's like, you know, the Beastie Boys got away with it, but they're like, you know, kind of rock too, and they're from New York City. You know, like, you're from Manhattan, you're from Brooklyn, like, you know, it's that, to me, when people say now, you know, the whole, like, a guest in the house, this, that, I always think, to me, like, if I think about, like, who is hip-hop by default, it's people from New York City, like, way more than race. And I'll hear, like, you know, some black kid that's, like, you know, 20 years old, being like, yo, guys will forever be a guest, this and that, and it's like, my boy, you're from, like, Michigan or fucking that's a bad
thank you, Rheto.
But yeah, no, you know what I mean? Like, it's fools that they don't rap, they don't write graffiti, they don't do none of it, and then they're trying to tell you what hip hop is, and it's like, or who can be a part of it, And I'm like, fool, I'm 43 years old. I'm literally in the streets 3 nights a week writing graffiti at my own peril.
Not only
I'm
that,
literally recording music. Like, you ain't going to tell me what the fuck hip hop is.
Right.
Like, I am,
like,
you know?
Like, you've literally been...
And you were more, you even were, like we were saying earlier, you're not going to tell me I can't use the N-word.
Yeah. Well, everybody in Roxbury, part of it, just because everyone just called me that. And then it just started to be, you know, like, hey, man, it just starts to come out of your mouth because you hear it. It's like the Boondocks gag where the teacher said it was based on the real thing. And the teacher's like, they say it to me so often. Every kid in class, he tells me this. He's like, and I just responded, F you.
Rheto, it used to be like every fourth word out of your mouth. Now, did you ever?
It was disgraceful, bro.
Okay, you're saying that for real. You think so now? I was interested, like, looking back, what you thought about that.
It was just over the top shit.
Did you ever get checked for saying it by like a black person?
Yeah, I mean, now you know what though, bro? Like, it would like hood people. Like, people always say that, like, oh, if you went to the hood and said that. Like, the truth is, like, people in the hood never had a problem with people in the hood. Fucking called me that. That's how they talked. And I mean, I lived in Roxbury, then I lived in Dorchester off of Magnolia Street. I mean, me and my cousin were like the only white people over there. Like, that shit was crazy. And like, I mean, we were there selling drugs and like, you know, hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, we, you know, obviously we're around the neighborhood. We're out on the block, so it's like, you know, people would just talk that way. So I just ended up talking that way. Like, I just ended up. It just became part of my vocab because that's just the way everyone fucking talked to me, because all I did was sit around there, hang out, and sell weed, sell pills, sell coke, and yeah, you just started doing it. But it's, I look at it now, you know, I'm especially, it's like, you know, I don't say that shit in front of my kid. I do it. And I'm just like, you know, when I look back on old interviews, shit like that, I'm like, damn, fool, I look fucking corny as fuck. Like, that shit was like way over the top. Like, I should, you know what I mean?
But in a certain sense, it was like you were the only white dude who could get away with it and still hang out because everyone got along with you.
Yeah.
Like, you make fast friends with people.
I always had weed and drugs too. I throw it on the table.
You never felt like it, and this is terrible to say in this way, but like, you never felt like it was done like in a racist way or a hateful way, even though over the top 100% and uncomfortable 100%.
Oh yeah,
I shouldn't do it 100%.
You would be like a Foo Gone Wild if we were going to transfer it into blackness instead of Mexican.
Time, bro. Big
yeah,
time.
Because you were authentic with it. Where we'd be like, does he think that he is a black?
Did you ever use it in your music?
It's like popped in here or there, but I've always been careful with it. I usually, like, if I'd say it in like a rhyme, we would usually like have it played backwards in the track. Like, I did it like before I had put it like on stuff, and I just kind of realized, like, I'm like, you can't do this shit. If you're trying to make money on it and stuff, you got to like cultivate your image. Cause I know, like, we were doing shit with Baby Grand, like during the time when like I lived with Just Allah, or really Just Allah lived with me and all. Oh yeah, we can talk about Just. Yeah. But no, I like Just, man. He's a
but I think
too,
this is
bro.
I think this would be super interesting to hip hop heads to hear it from you.
I remember, you know, Baby Grand was fucking with us because they brought Just in to make this album, and he was going to get back with Jedi Mind, and right away they had a fallout. And then, you know, we had been recording him. Bombshell I was making music with him, and the owner of Baby Grand, Chuck Wilson, bro. This fool, he fucking wrote Soul Plane, bro. That's the fool that owns Baby Grand, bro. That's that fool that wrote that fucking movie Soul Plane.
Wild.
It's wild, right, bro? Fools don't know that. But this dude, he was, you know, like kind of placating Just. Just is like, yo, fucking, they're gonna be all over my album, bro. And
have you guys, Hush or Tash, have you guys ever met Just Allah?
I have not.
I've never met him, but
he's a
he talks like a Cali surfer,
bro. He really
it is
does.
the most shocking thing that you will ever encounter in your life.
No, you know what, Bull? That's how people from fucking Philly be talking, Bull.
Yeah,
everything's Bull.
Fool is Bull.
Oh, this John. That John, bro. It's almost like some southern. It's like Baltimore. Like it's like an East Coasty urban accent, but then it just bleeds right into like the southern accent. And it's weird.
A lot of hate, though. I feel like all the Jedi Mind dudes, they be like hating on him now. But I thought he had some fire shit.
He definitely had some fire shit.
I think he's way better than Vinny. I'm not particularly a fan of Vinny, to be honest. He has the best
start of a verse on the God album. He's like, oh, fuck, my mom's going to be home before the blood dries. That's like my favorite start of a verse.
No, some of his best verses ever were on this album, Devil's Rejects.
Oh, yeah,
which
bro.
Bombshot put out on Baby Grand.
No,
it wasn't on Baby Grand? Okay. Let's talk about the Devil's Rejects. Some of Just Allah's best verses, and the way they did it, it sounded seamless. Like, it is a great. If we could cut Bombshot off the album. No, I'm just kidding, Bombshot. No, but Just Allah, some of his best work ever is on that album.
And I mean, great features like Singapore Kane, I think.
Oh,
is on
Singapore.
It. There's like some great.
And they sound
dudes.
amazing on it.
Dude, that album was like pieced together.
I know, and it doesn't sound like it.
Together, yeah, bro. And that's, I'll tell you about Bomb. Like, you
whose
know,
couch was Just Allah sleeping on when that album was being put? Or no, was Bomb shot? He wasn't even in the picture.
No,
he wasn't even in the picture.
Just was gone. The last time I had seen Just, right, he had been living on my couch, and I woke up, and I mean, like, bro, we've, you know, I had drugs, money, you know, take care of everything. This fool was giving us verses. I mean, it was definitely like transactional, but I considered him my friend, you know. I don't know whatever he considered, you know, like, but this dude woke up one day, bro, and he was like, hey, bro, I'm fucking hungry. Can I get like fucking $40, fool? I was gonna like get a sub and like go buy like some clean shirts. I'm like, yeah, fool, I got you. I gave him $40. I've never seen that fool again. He just fucking
$40
derped out, bro. Yeah, he got on a bus and he went to New York and he met up with Chuck, and then they were gonna put out All Fates Have Changed, and we were getting cut out of it and stuff, which we're like, bro, this is fucked up. And then, you know, he hit me up on some like, you know, fucking, bro, I know that you and Bomb like were secretly plotting on me, or all manner of, you know, nuts shit, not to go too into it, but it was like, okay. I mean, and honestly, I don't fucking know. I'm like, I wasn't planning on doing nothing, bro. I just wanted to rap, and I liked that fool's rap, and it's like, so I'd rap with him. But he went down there, and we were being cut off the album. I mean, for sure. And
so you had been on tracks that were supposed
we had
to be on that
recorded
album.
stuff. Yeah, and then we had heard snippets of stuff. Like we had got knocked off it, and they took the beats that Bomb had made and they replaced them with Aguilar beats. And we had beats like Enemy had made. And the crazy thing is, the shit that first of all, Bomb is an incredible producer. I think Bomb is a much better producer and mixing artist than he is a rapper.
I mean, I wasn't even aware that he was producing.
Dude, his beats are fucking insane. He's made some of my favorite beats I've ever rapped on. I mean,
name a few so I can just look them up.
Shot Over Money. He made that Shot Over Money.
I like that
beat,
track of yours.
Which
That's an Evil Dead track.
I love that shit. Yeah, bro. He's made a bunch of beats. I'd have to go through them and shit, but him and Scorsese had this album called Bomb Johnson. It was like Sazy and Bomb Johnson, and it's all like 80s shit. Like, I mean,
who's Scorsese? So
it's Sazier. I don't know if you remember Sazier. Sazier.
I do not.
He's like this fool from Mattapan. He's this tall, light skinned dude, bro. He was always around the hip hop scene, bro. He like he'd be dressing like Run DMC.
Okay.
And like the early 90s, he was like the only dude doing that. But bro, he'd come on with the Kazals and he'd have the Kangol and shit, bro. Yo, he's a nasty producer. He's nasty at rapping. I don't know. He used to be at all the shows. Like, he'd always be around, but I don't think... I feel he had a kid, and...
I don't want to lose our thread here. All Fates Have Changed was Just Allah's debut album by himself,
by his solo album, yeah.
Yeah, and he was sleeping on your couch for how long?
He was on my couch for like a month, and he was with Bomb. I mean, Christ, he must have been with Bomb for months. I mean, I feel like this fool was around for like 6 months, maybe.
Was he using heroin and all?
He was doing oxys with me, bro. When he first showed up, all that kid did was smoke weed. He didn't even drink. By the end of hanging out with us,
congratulations.
Oh yeah,
good job, Rheto.
By the end of it, bro, that fool was fucking
Okay.
You always want to clap on the show. Here we go.
Here we go. You get the drink.
I nearly saved Jedi Mind Tricks with it.
Do you think his music got better with the drug use?
Nah, not really. I think Just is fairly consistent through everything. I mean, I think a lot of people make their best work on drugs. I mean, especially like speeds, like cocaine. Like, I know I've always enjoyed writing on cocaine. I mean, I think it's great. I think, I don't know, Just...
they do pair well together.
Coke is just great.
The written word and the little cocaina, they pair well together.
Do you have, like, I know you got cut off that album, but do you have official joints?
Oh, no, I'm on that album. I have multiple tracks on that album.
Yeah, so I need to hear the story.
I have one of the singles, bro. I have the B-side to the main single with Jizza from Wu-Tang.
Yeah, so please tell the story about this.
So this dude, he's down there. They wipe Bomb's beats off. They're getting rid of my shit. They're swapping out these, like, dark, horror-ass fucking beats for Aguilar. That fool, he used to be Adolf the Assassin. Don. So that shit, his shit's like flossy kind of fucking, like Cameron would sound good on it. I think he used to produce for Dipset or some shit, right?
He did. And he did. There are a couple Bomb Shop mixtapes that are Aguilar.
There is. And that's how it came from this. They were doing All Fates Have Changed. They had that fool doing the beats, like, which honestly, it didn't sound organic with just his style. But we get a call from Chuck, the owner of the label, out the blue. And he's like, hey, man, this is fucking Chuck from Baby Grand. I'm like, fuck, this is crazy. Hey, what's up, man? And he's like, hey, so, like, you know, I was thinking, like, I really like you guys' stuff. Like, if, you know, man, if you guys had, like, some verses and maybe, like, you know, you did with Just that you'd want on the album, like, I'd be down to listen to them. And I'm like, huh. I'm like, all right. I'm like, yeah, like, let me get back to you. So I, like, call up Bomb Shot, and I'm like, yo, bro, fucking, you talk to Chuck? He's like, yeah, no, man, I was talking to him about it. He's like, hey, man, this fool Just, like, defo abandoned him, bro. And, like, this fool had already been paying money for fucking promo and shit, like, having Aguilar do the beats, all this shit. This fool fucking derped out with like fucking 70% of the album finished, and just like nobody could find him, I guess. So, you know, he hit us up trying to be like, oh, hey, if you wanted. So I was like, oh, nah, bro, we're like, you know, this fool needs these fucking verses.
I'm a little, maybe it's the kratom, but I'm a little confused. He went down there. So Baby Grand had the Just Allah 75% finished,
yes.
All Fates Have Changed album. They're switching out the beats to Agala beats.
Yes.
And they had taken
Just
you off
doing
the track.
New verses. Yes. They got Jizzer from Wu-Tang on it. They were getting good.
So they're basically redoing the entire album.
Yes.
And you were on the previous version, so Chuck reaches out to be like, will you be on the new version, even though you were on the previous?
There is no, these are just songs we've recorded that are like on a computer, you know? But then he called us up and was like, oh, you know, I kind of had a change of heart. I think I like your stuff. Like, if you want to, you know, send some verses, I'd hear them. And it's like, bro, this dude ain't trying to like fucking hook. Like, nah, like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And then, you know, it turned out, obviously, that this dude had left, and he had left, you know, this album, you know, wide open. And
Just Allah had left the album with Baby Grand.
Yes,
and then he had bounced.
unfinished.
Nobody knows where the fuck he is.
So this dude was scrambling, looking for
put that together,
for verses to finish the album.
Just because Just Allah was really hyped then because of Jedi Mind Tricks.
Yes.
So he wanted to make money off of that.
Of course,
right.
Yes. And yeah, dude, we had sent them the tracks, and he had heard Hell Raises, which is the B-side to the single with Jizza. He had heard that and was like, oh, yo, this is dope. Like, I'll take it, blah, blah, blah. And I think we were like, yo, yeah, give me like $2,000. And he was like, done, bro. He was like, I'll do that. So he bought that off us. He bought Porno Flick Bitches off of us. You know, the rights on it and shit. So they had like grabbed that, and then, you know, like they ended up on the album and they came out and stuff. And then
were those the original beats or were those Agala beats?
Those were the originals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so they abandoned all the Agala stuff at the end.
Then. No, they used the Agala stuff on the different songs, like the Hellraisers track and the Porno Flick Bitches. Enemy made both of those beats and recorded them. But a lot of those verses on All Fates Have Changed were on like Enemy beats and Bomb Shot beats, and they were fucking dope, bro. It makes so much more sense to have Just be on these dark beats.
So they just on the computer swapped it out.
Yes.
Under him. That's kind of crazy. So do you have the original?
No,
like
Bomb or Enemy might somewhere. Enemy's a order. He might, bro. I'll ask him. I talked to Enemy. Actually, is like one of the biggest tattoo artists in the world. I don't know.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Bro, Enemy is like, he does that like organic horror stuff, bro. This fool will make your arm look like it was like got gangrene and have like skulls coming out of the wounds.
Where's he living? Out here though, or
he's in Western Mass.
Okay.
Where he's from originally.
We should get him on
he's
the
from
show.
Out there. Yeah, I'll see if he'll come do it, bro. But I tell you this, bro. That fool, he owns a shop. He's like lined up for like a year and a half in advance and shit, from what I understand.
Yeah,
it's crazy, bro.
He's out in Western Mass, right? You've moved out to LA.
Yep.
Okay, so you move out to LA. So something about Rhet, I don't know if I'm sure you do know. Rhet's been in quite a few movies.
That is true.
I have been in movies.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him in The Equalizer with my homie Denzel.
With the boy Denzel.
You know how it goes.
Well, with the thing that was cool about The Equalizer that I find is pretty cool is that you got to do the kid and play dance with Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking dope. What was that like, Denzel Washington acting like that? I mean, we'll talk about some other stuff. I have a couple questions, but just that, since you jumped right into it.
So, working with Denzel, like, that dude is just in his own zone. You know, I got that part like on like a random thing, like they weren't letting people in Boston really read for it because it was such a big part, and the casting agency just had copies of the sides, and they randomly hit me up and asked me if I'd want to come read it, and it was 14 pages long, and I saw that it was Antoine Fuqua and Denzel, and I'm like, I fucking love Training Day, obviously. So I was like, yo, bro, I was like, I gotta fucking get this shit. It was like, you know, sometimes as an actor, you get auditions and you look at them and you're like, bro, I have to get this. And this was huge for me because I had never been in a movie, actually. And this is like a fucking part.
That was your
17s.
first movie?
That's my first movie I'd done. I had been on TV before, and I had done that, but I had never been in like a feature film.
What a launching pad.
Yeah, I know, right? Like to be directed by an Oscar winner alongside an Oscar. It's fucking crazy.
And you had like a sizable part.
Yeah, I'm in like 5 or 6 scenes, I think. Got stuck. He saves me at the end of the movie with like the other people that work at Homemart and shit.
I just remember watching it be like, Rheto.
I mean, he's actually doing like the foot tap thing.
Yeah.
That's a pretty fucking cool ass memory to have with Denzel Washington.
That joke when I go, man, the fuck's a pip? And he goes, nah, all right. We go, man, what you do for a living, man? I'm saying he did stocks. And I'm like, you know, he's insurance or some shit. And he goes, I was a pip. And then I go, oh snap, bro, you were a pimp? And I like go to dap him. That wasn't in the script. I had like read the script and it just goes, what the fuck is a pip? Or what the hell is a pip? And I just had reading the character in those few scenes. I was like, bro, this fucking idiot would definitely think he said that he was a pimp. And he would like go to give the daps. Like he's like the corny white dude, like, damn, bro, the black dude's a pimp. Like respect. Like, so I threw it in and that's how I got the part.
That's awesome.
That's dope as shit because you say the character. I mean, I'm sorry, I cut you off. Nah. But you're talking about the character. The character actually is like, it's Home Depot in South Bay.
That was actually in Haverhill.
Oh, I thought they were like doing.
It was a Lowe's. They probably did some outdoor shit exteriors, but all of that was shot at a Lowe's in Haverhill. We used to have to go up to Lowe's every day, and they had the whole store taken down pretty much, you know, like, because it's, you know, they had stuff on the shelves, but like, I mean, when they do a blockbuster movie like that, every little thing is accounted for. Like there's this bottle of water on the table, the kratom, everything. That shit is like specifically chosen where the label's going to be, the color of it, is the color going to clash with the star's clothes. Bro, the level to detail on a production like that is fucking...
It's like me trying to edit Big Dookie Chain clip.
I'm sure he's seen it.
I just recently, like... I remember I was talking to you a little bit about it because I got into Good Burger 2 and then the Instigators, which is dropping in like a week or two. So I finally, hopefully we'll get some screen time.
That's right.
Yo, I seen you in the Joyner Lucas video. I thought that was a dope part you played in Revenge.
Thank you. Yeah. That's my buddy who directed the video. He directed all of Joyner's big videos. That's like Ben Proul. Yep.
I don't know him personally. I did meet him once.
He is immensely talented.
He's insane.
Obviously.
Yeah,
insane.
He's immensely talented. He directs all of that group. I don't know if you heard of Young Posse. They're a huge K-pop band. They have a song, Macaroni Cheese, Macaroni Cheese.
Jesus.
And they have a song called XXXL to XXL. The beat is actually slamming on it. I think I'm actually going to chop that shit up, do a song about Korean barbecue.
They got to be big in Koreatown.
Bro, oh no. So my kid loves this shit. But dude, K-pop is fucking insane. Like that shit's going to be popping here. Like, bro, that culture is like...
That's TikTok culture. I'm not up on it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Every K-pop video I've ever seen is like the best production I ever seen. And like, remember that group BTS? They got this on Dynamite?
They're
like,
the biggest one.
I think, doesn't the government like elect them? And it's like, you guys are idols and like they make them do like it's like so serious. Like everything.
I still remember you telling me about what it was like when Denzel walked on the set. Set that scene. Yeah. For the people watching.
A hush comes over the crowd.
Right.
I mean, it's like, I mean, you're in the presence
of
like
his process.
Is he one of those energy guys that they talk about, like the...
Bro, so like, me, I get like amped on stuff. I like to read over the lines. I'm like doing it. Denzel goes and he sits in a corner by himself. Like, at least he did for this character, because that character is so withdrawn. I mean, I can't speak on what he does on every character, but I know for this character, for Robert McCall, he would be over like on a loading dock. Like, you wouldn't even notice he was there. He'd be by himself in costume, and they would be like, okay, like, you know, checking, we have lights, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, you know, like, everyone on your mark. So what they usually do is, like, when you're like the first on the list, like you're the star, like, you get a stand-in, right? So you have like somebody that's wearing your whole costume, and they stand while they adjust cameras and they make sure the lighting's right. That's so they have like, yes. That's but wild. I had that for Equalizer too, because I had such a big role. Yeah, they had every day they had a kid who would just look like me kind of, and he'd dress up like me. Yeah, and they would have them all.
You got a picture with him?
Somewhere, I think.
I hope
it was
so.
It was different kids though. It was like a different kid every day. Denzel would have like one guy. It's actually my friend Tony who would do it for Denzel. He's done it in a bunch of movies because he kind of looks like Denzel. Same tone of skin, which is important.
You're cutting your hair the same way the whole
they
time.
do,
Of
no,
course he does,
like He has,
but even for you have a fill-in because your time is way too valuable to have you out there
obviously
just picking out the shots.
Well, you know what? I ended up working in the makeup department too. I designed all those tattoos that the characters have. I finagled that. In hair and makeup one day. Oh, but when Denzel came out, like, for his for that role, he would just sit there like in a loading bay, just thinking to himself, and they would get, us. They would swap out the kids, the people that were in our costumes, to have us come in. So then we walk over and we set up on our marks, and then Denzel, he'd come in last, the big dog, and you would just hear. And he would just be like humming a spiritual, bro. And he'd walk in and everyone would be quiet as a motherfucker, bro, because it's Denzel. And that fool would walk in and he may look at you like, your uncle, like, give you a little nod. And then boom, you would do the lines, you would do the part, and then you go, all right. And he'd turn around and he'd walk back to the loading bay. I don't think there was never like, no, hey, any advice about the industry. There was no fucking talking with him, bro. That dude, he did his thing. And that was that.
Is it one take with him?
Yeah, well, it's as many takes as you're going to need on stuff. Like, so like a lot of times when you shoot something, you're going to be doing at least like, 6 different angles and shots. So you're doing them all over and over. But, if I remember right, we did a couple takes for each one. But it's, that's all indicative of like, the directors and stuff. Because, like Stanley Kubrick would make people sit there like all fucking week. And he wants every variant and nuance. And this shit, especially for like action movies, it's Denzel. Just get the fucking lines out, bro. Like boom, boom, boom. We do them up. It's not like we had real scenes that were like crazy tear jerkers where you had to have this nuanced performance. Like, yeah, it's a little joke. What you'd have to do more is the fight sequences. Now, those are just wildly choreographed.
Okay.
So they're like ready to go when they do that shit. But that for a movie like The Equalizer or an action movie, those are the things that require thought and everything.
Were you around for any of those big gun scenes when the bullets going through and there's fucking like 9 people are getting shot? Were you like there when they filmed those?
Yeah, we were there part of the time because they save us from the back office at the end of it. We're like on our knees. But I saw part of those. Yeah, but I saw part of them doing it. I was over because like I'm also like.
But what does that look like? Is that like crazy? Like when they're doing the finale, is that like any different from when they're on a big production? Is that different than when they're doing it like?
It's like I said, it's wildly choreographed. So like, okay, so anything with guns, first of all, like they'll use real guns, but like every time, like, cause I used guns in Olive Kitteridge, I like, rob a fucking hospital. Every time, bro, they had a real fucking, they had a real Mossberg shotgun, bro. And every time they'd cock that shit open and they would have an empty cartridge so you could see the casing and they would show everybody and they'd slide it in and they'd hand it to me. I'd do the part. And this thing didn't move nowhere. I just walked. I had Fran McDormand by the head. Get in, you fucking cunt, blah, blah, blah. Then you hand it to the armorer. That dude or chick opens it up. They slide it out. And by then we're reset.
They don't want a Marlon
slide
Brando.
It back in. Exactly. They show everybody involved what it is and click it.
So when you say cunt, is that in the script or did you make that one up you too?
No, he says cunt to her. You know what? And it's in the novel, so that shit I did, Olive Kitteridge, is probably the best thing I've ever done. That was on HBO.
I've seen it. I've watched it. I've watched almost every. I think I've watched everything you've done.
Word, that's right.
You're the homie. We've known you for a long fucking time, man. It's pretty cool when your homies in like movies and television. Awesome. Not even like in Cool Hush is getting there as well. But you've had like speaking roles in big parts. I thought the first time you were in a movie because I could have from the first time I remember was you popped up in your fucking underwear.
Oh, that was Patriots Day.
Yeah.
That shit was hard, bro. Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm like,
she hit me with a smoothie.
I didn't even know that he was in the movie, and I was watching it with Adriel, so he pops up, and he's like, I don't want to say a crackhead, but like,
I am a crackhead. Yeah.
Definitely something like that. And he's like, yeah, you can set it up, but it's Rhet. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then he jumps up and he's in his underwear. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's like Rhet in his underwear, and he's running in.
She hit me with a smoothie, sir. I was trying to make him escape. And they he's go, a smoothie? You mean like an energy drink? I go, no, sir, a smoothie. Like you would smooth your clothes. An iron? Fucking iron hair. Well, Jesus Christ. Yeah. But that is like an old story that's like, it's kind of like an old wives' tale story, I think, that like cops be telling each other. Like I've heard, so after the fact,
what,
like
the smoothie pot?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
they say it was a dude. I've heard some people will swear.
So,
like,
it's based on a true story.
Apparently, I found no evidence of it, but everybody, no, my uncle's a cop and it happened at this fucking station in fucking Schenectady, New York. No, it was a cop, but it happened outside of Philadelphia. It's like a fucking urban legend.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard people say it was from all these different places, but they say it was just this big dude. Mostly I hear that it was a black dude. It was this huge black dude, and he was going at it with this chick, and his head was split open, and the way it was in the script, but I changed it because I didn't really like the way it sounded. They let it run. The dude said, I was trying to get some stank on my hang down. So I guess it probably would sound like an older black dude saying that shit. But I was like, oh, bro, dude, I was like in a fucking lick out at $5 in this, dude, and fucking get my dick wet, dude. And because I'm like, yo, a fucking like a white townie fool wouldn't say stank on my hang down. So I switched it.
When you Patriots Day, it's Mark Wahlberg, obviously fucking
John Goodman,
huge fucking production, huge movie. You get that, and you're like, oh shit, I got that, and they tell you you're gonna be in your underwear, like on the big screen.
So they asked me, I have no like shame about it. I literally was talking to my management like a few days ago, and they were like, you know, what's your deal with nudity? I'm like, bro, I'll do full frontal. I don't fucking care, bro. They're like, would you do gay scenes? I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like, if you let me play a character like Omar in The Wire, fucking yeah, dude, I guess. Like, I don't want to go do a student film and be making out with a dude for fucking a credit and lunch. Like, I'm not gonna fucking do that, but you know,
you and Hush can do Good Burger too.
Obviously,
Hush is in Good Burger.
Yeah. Good Burger. Fool.
Good Burger 3,
yeah,
sorry,
bro.
my bad.
But so you didn't care when they all of a sudden it was like, yeah, you're gonna be there, but you're gonna be in your underwear.
So they had asked me to lose weight because like that's when I had first started like gaining weight and everything.
Because your
like,
character is actually like a junkie.
Yeah, he's a crack addict, and I was like, I'm fucking fat now. I blew up after having a kid, but at the time I probably
because of pregnancy.
Yeah, it's called the sympathy pregnancy. Babe Styles, it's a fucking real thing.
Okay, I'm just clarifying.
No, I'm just making excuses for my slothfulness, obsession with Korean barbecue. No, but they had asked, they were like, no, do you think you could lose a few pounds and shit, you know, because the character's a junkie. And I'm like, oh yeah, definitely, you know, let me see. And for 2 weeks, I had 2 weeks to go. All I did is I would eat an apple for breakfast, and I would eat a salad for dinner, and every other day I would eat a filet mignon with the salad. That's all I ate for 2 weeks, and I lost like 20 something pounds.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, I lost some weight for that. I'm still a little chunky.
Who's gonna play Lincoln? What the fuck's his
Daniel
name?
Day-Lewis.
Yeah, going Daniel Day-Lewis on us right here.
Yeah. Bro, well, you know,
Christian Bale and the Machinist, he lost mad weight.
Crazy,
This motherfucker's like, I'm trying to lose weight like a crackhead, so I mean filet mignon.
Yeah.
Fucking guy.
Well, I'm like, I could have just smoked crack, you know, but no.
No, is he a heroin addict? Because heroin addict, I got.
I can do that, yeah. Well, yeah, I used to love smoking crack, I'll tell you that.
Do you have any Mark Wahlberg stories?
You know what? Here's like a better Mark Wahlberg story than like I have. Like, so my wife, her cousin is an actor that's in a bunch of movies. His name's Jay Giannone. But he grew up with Wahlberg, and Jay's older brother, he passed away. His name was Anthony. Now this fool is like apparently like the crazy ass like white boy Southie gangster, like fucking like a real deal, like, you know, fucking crazy shit. But apparently, when, you know, if you ever seen the show Entourage, their buddy Dom pulls up, the bald-headed yucklehead dude from The Wire. He pulls out, Dom, he's, well, fucking Vince, what's up, dude? And he fucks everything up. He's stealing shit, you know, and they have to send him packing. So apparently that character is like loosely based on my wife's cousin. And she said, you know, like he had gone out there with Wahlberg and stuff, and apparently these fools went out and like robbed a jewelry store. Like his Mark's like doing fucking boogie nights or some shit, and like, you know, obviously his agent and manager are just seeing these kids just be like, dude, they gotta get the fuck out. They're like, bro, you are gonna be like a megastar, or these kids are gonna literally ruin fucking everything. And it's like, you know, yeah, you keep your boys there, keep it real, but it's like real life. There's some dudes you can't fucking bring these people around, bro. Like,
not everybody
they
can
will
go,
they will fuck everything and then look at you like you're an asshole because you don't want to throw your career away and go to jail with them. Like, yeah, and it's like, bro, like,
well, Mark Wahlberg used to be hardcore. He went to jail for breaking some dude's jaw.
Yeah,
right.
He beat up a Vietnamese dude or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. It sounds sordid.
What's
right?
Were you ever at any Hollywood parties where crazy weird shit was going on?
Yeah.
Nah, well, you know what, bro? I used to cook for Paris Hilton a lot, so I would be.
Spill the tea.
Yeah, you know, A lot of adrenochrome, no sir.
Babies being hung upside down.
A lot of really good coke. I'll tell you that. A lot of really good coke.
So
a lot of weirdo actors that are like 50 something, fucking hitting on fucking 18-year-old, 20-year-old starlets.
That's gonna be me when Big Dookie Chain blows up.
You know who was like the worst of it was fucking Steven Dorff, bro. Steven Dorff would be doing the dirty macaroni. He'd have fucking. All of the guys.
Wait, what's the dirty macaroni?
Nah, fucking, I don't. So my cousin, I think he had made this shit up. Fool. You know when like dudes go to talk to a chick at a party and they kind of back them in a corner and they'll do that thing where they put their arm on the wall and they're like leaning in, talking to them, and it's like grotesque. You're like, hey, bro, like you're cramping her space, bro. Like,
right.
It's fucking rapey vibes, bro.
It's like the dirty you from the exit. Like, there's no exit here.
So everyone knows that's what that shit's called. My cousin always used to call it that. Yeah.
Now I do.
It's called the dirty macaroni, like, bro. Yeah.
Shit.
So yeah, he'd be up on the chicks doing that. Like, it was weird. He would do that and he'd fucking bum cigarettes off me the whole time. Like, oh, bro, I'm gonna get smoking. Motherfucker, you were in the gate.
Steven Dorff is bumming cigarettes off you.
Yeah, bro. Because you know he does those fucking blue commercials and shit for fucking. He's like like he vapes. That motherfucker. I mean, I'm imagining he's coked to the gills. That fool was sitting there fucking cranking butts, bro. And I'm sitting there giving him I can fucking give him like 2 cigarettes. You know, first you're like, hey, Steven Dorff, but living in LA, cooking for these people, that shit wears off in 2 seconds. Plus, I'm like, I'm in fucking movies. What the fuck, dude? I'm not famous, but you know, I'm like, hey, dude, I fucking been on set, motherfucker. Like,
what's your favorite movie, like memory or like accomplishment or something?
Being in Olive Kitteridge, you know, because to work with Fran McDormand, she's an Oscar winner. Lisa Childenko, who directed, is an Oscar winner. And the novel, Olive Kitteridge, it's a fucking Pulitzer Prize winning novel, written by Elizabeth Strout, and it's a beautiful novel. I mean, it's really just, it's the whole thing's about seasonal affective disorder, fucking, and you know, like how people just get so depressed here in the winter, and just like New England stoicism. So there's a scene right before I bust into the hospital with the shotgun, like as Fran's talking, she's like, oh no, my father died here, you know, years ago. I was born here, my father died here. And she goes, oh, that's too bad. Like, you know, well, you know, nowadays, like we can help like the older people if they have heart attacks, or, you know, there's so much more we can do. And she goes, oh, well, he swallowed the business end of a shotgun. Don't think there was much you could do with that, hon. Which way's the bathroom? And then and I was always thought that's like so perfect. And I remember Fran and Lisa, like to be on like the opposite end of like the experience with Denzel. They would eat lunch with me every day. We'd eat breakfast together. We would talk, drink coffee.
With Denzel?
No, with Fran McDormand and Lisa Childenko, because they wanted to talk to me.
Oh, you mean they were on the opposite end?
Opposite ends of the experience, yeah. And they would want to talk every day about, you know, the actual New England experience and stuff, because, you know, I'm from here.
Wanted to, know the character.
They were like, you know, I feel that it's so weird. Like a person wouldn't just go, oh, my dad swallowed the business end of a shotgun. What are you going to do? Where's the bathroom? And I'm like, nah, you know, to me, that's actually the actual, that sums the whole thing up right there. Like, everybody here, like all of our friends are dead, like everything's fucked up. And all we do is just kind of shrug it and laugh it off. But it's like the Irish influence, the Scottish influence.
Exactly.
It's just stoicism. And that's the way we are. We deal with tragedy. We deal with crazy fucking horrible winters here. We deal with all of that shit. And we kind of just do it with a smirk and a giggle and keep it moving. And they, you know, just to be sitting there with these two people discussing a Pulitzer Prize winning novel and to have my input heard and stuff was like, that shit was so, it felt so fucking good. Like that was, I mean, I was flying. I had just done the Equalizer. I did this shit. I came back from Vermont. I rocked that, bro. I was getting a bunch of money. I'd been in these 2 things on HBO, bro. I remember like saying to my wife, like, just fucking made it, dude. Like, we made it. Like, this is like, I've crossed a threshold. There's like, no, we're fucking going right to the top. I was going to New York for auditions, bro. I didn't get cast for shit for like fucking 2.5 years after that, bro. I was flying so high off of that shit. I thought like, yo, bro, I made it. I crossed, bro. And that shit, nothing happened after that shit for like, it was a while.
Are you getting back into it?
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I moved out to LA because, you know, I had done Patriots Day, I had done stuff, and, you know, we wanted to get out of Boston. And I got management out there and stuff. You know, I auditioned, I do it, but, you know, COVID happened. And that dismantled the industry. Then we had the writer's strike. That went on for damn near a year. And all this AI shit, you know, the union acted like, oh, yeah, we fucking won a victory. No, we fucking didn't, bro. There's really no protections against AI. And the truth is, they're going to be fucking Xeroxing fucking rich, famous people's fucking things to the tune of however many $1 million. And you're going to have fucking Bruce Willis is like fucking done. You put a fork in him. That fool's still going to be starring in movies because ultimately it's going to be cheaper it's going to be more cost effective and easy to just use the AI, the version of him that'll just, they'll have probably someone come in with a fucking blue suit on, mimic some of the stuff, and then they'll just have the template of him right over that person, and you don't have to get the trailer, you don't have to pay this person residuals. All you gotta do is pay Bruce Willis's family's residuals.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see that that's going to become the template for this. And what they're also trying to do with background actors, stuff like that, is they're offering people payouts of, like a couple grand or whatever to allow themselves to be scanned and then to sell the rights. So, there's money.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
I think the industry is very much done. I mean, you'll always have celebrities, you'll have this, but it's the face of like being a working class actor. I think that's the boat of that is sailed. I don't expect that to happen.
It's like, but you don't think that maybe in the future, like it always comes kind of back around,
I think that there's going to be a resurgence of theater. I think people are going to want a more intimate experience.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I know I've been writing a lot of graffiti lately, and like the graffiti scene in LA is fucking crazy. And I think a lot of it's like older guys. It's guys like in their 40s that have come out of retirement and are painting. I think because everybody just, the way society's like fucking circling the drain and all of this shit, everything, like the way AI, like all this computer shit is just taking over social media, like people like to be in the streets. I know I do. Like I went out on a lark one night and just caught some throws, and now I'm like, dude, I'm in like OGK, PVS, like big LA crews. I paint fucking 3 nights a week, 4 nights. Like I'm out bombing. Like
Jeez.
Before we take off and cut this, it's been like an hour and a half. Can you give us a quick graffiti story out in LA?
Okay, I guess, yeah. Okay. So like when I walk around the neighborhood, right, like I go out and paint. I started like mostly I was painting by myself because I don't really know nobody. So like what I learned like really early on is it's not the cops you got to worry for. Like the cops literally, I'll be out there doing like a 20-foot roller on like fucking Olympic Boulevard. Like busy. Dude, the cops just drive by. They don't do shit. But you got to look out for is the bangers. So like these dudes will they'll get, hey, fool, what you writing, homie? Fuck, what you doing? So then I'm like, oh, I'm from Boston. I don't say food to them or nothing. You want to sound like you as far away from that shit as possible. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm from Boston, my dude. Like, fucking, I don't, yeah, I don't do none of that banging, kid.
I'm wicked cool, kid.
Just like,
Harvard Yard.
Yeah. I lost my car keys, kid. Yeah. But they're like, oh, bro, these fucking Playboy territory, homie. Like this, the ones that are a real pain in the ass are MS. Like, and they'll go, hey, fool, you fucking blah blah blah. But I sell weed, so I always have like a bag of weed on me. I bring a bag of weed or 2 little, like, a couple grams because it's so cheap with me every time I go out and paint. So when them fools roll up on me, I'm like, hey, homie, I mean no disrespect, but hey, you smoke weed? They're like, yeah, fool, bro. I'm like, oh, here, bro, let me like bless you with some weed. So I'll give these fools a cool little like half an eighth or something, you know what I mean? And they're like, hey, yes, what's up, homie? You know what I mean, bro? Put up spooky, fool. Put up a little Lucifer up there for me, homie. I'm just like, okay, yeah, bro. You fucking
give them a little Equalizer.
Yeah, I give them the thumbs up. They leave, and I'm just like, I'm fucking gonna paint this shit and get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, but okay, so here's like, so that being said, there's a lot at the end of my street that I go paint. I really got back into painting there. I could just, we had ripped the fence open. I'd walk in there, blank walls. I'd paint. We'd hang out there, drink beers and paint. Like it was so chill. And there's like a little tent city on the curb right there that this Korean guy, he's a junkie that he kind of oversees. It's his little encampment, and like all their tents are built together like a maze. Like it's like a project of tents. Like so this dude,
a favela.
Yeah, it's a favela. It really is. It's like a shantytown favela. So this dude is fucking serving everybody the fentanyl, apparently. Like, so if you stay there, you cop off him. He's got someone delivering and shit. So all of a sudden, these little MS fools start pulling up. And they're there in the lot every night. And they're coming up, hey, man, just so you know, homie, I know you are, homie. Don't ever go over no MS. Yeah, fool, I have no intentions of going over your fucking shit, bro. Like I have, I'm here painting, bro. I'm like making art, fool. Like I'm not trying to advertise my fentanyl that I'm not selling or want nothing to fucking do with. Like, go ahead, Walmart, like fucking. So these fools there, like they end up fucking up the old Korean dude and shit. Like this dude's there, so that lot's turning into a mess, bro. So even like about a few weeks ago, bro, every night, bro, you would hear the helicopters and you would see the flashlight and they'd be yelling down from the helicopter, bro. They were just fucking tearing that place up, right? So someone ends up getting stabbed up in there and shit, like, which is crazy because my street, I live on like a nice street. It's just the end of it. When you get to Olympic, it's fucking that little area, it's an abandoned Korean barbecue building in a parking lot. Bro, these fools have turned that shit inside fucking out. Like, it's a mess, right? So, I'm there like, like maybe a week ago.
I'm there.
Yeah, I'm like there like a week ago. I pull up and we had noticed like all these people had left. So I went in and I just painted a scrap can piece by myself and I left and there was only one dude in there. He was a tweaker and he was like fucking taking apart like a radio or some fucking stupid shit. It's like fucking 3 a.m, dude. You see this dude's fixing a fucking broken microwave or some shit. So I fucking whatever. I paint and leave. So a couple nights ago, I was out with my homie Zach. The Streets is watching. Zach, catch them on Instagram, bro. This fool got the dope graph page. We got this fool out writing with us now. So him and his girl, like I was paying on the 10 with him, and I'm like, oh fool, you know what? They booted these fucking like little gangsters in the tent city out at the end of the street, right? So hey fool, let's fucking go up there and paint the lot because it's like a nice lot. It's a nice wall. So we go up there and. As we're walking in, there's like this plastic bag there, like, I think it's clothes or something. Whatever, we walk in. Security sees us. They start calling the cops. You could tell they're on the walkie-talkie. So we like abandon the pieces. I'm like, oh, they're patrolling it now that like they've kicked these fools out. So I was like, man, fuck that shit. I did like, half my outline. I was like, dude, who fucking cares? So we just pack up our paint and leave. As we're leaving, that fucking big clear plastic bag, it's a person. It's a body. And it's just like, dude, a head hanging down, a fucking fitted cap. And we're like, oh shit, that's a fucking person. And my boy was like, oh my God. And I'm like, yo, bro, this fool's dead, bro. Like fucking Fenti'd out, my boy. So I was like, hey, yo. And I go over and I fucking nudge the bag with my foot. Bro, like 10 fucking New York City sized rats come flying out the bag, bro. Flying out the bag. I shit you not. And they go, oh my God. And I swear to God, after all the rats run out, the head tilts up, and it's a girl. And she goes, what? What do you want?
What the fuck?
Bro,
that's disgusting.
Swear to God, bro. That shit's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yo, bro. Everybody I've told that story to has been like fucking disgusted.
Yeah, that's really gross.
I feel dirty right now.
Crazy.
Chilling with the rat
What
bed.
the
Like,
fuck?
yo, that's crazy.
Ew.
My boy's girlfriend, my homie, he's a model. So is his girl. They're both like gorgeous. They're on billboards and shit. Bro, his girl, she come out on the highway. Bro, she was just like, bro, she couldn't believe this shit. I mean, I could barely believe it. And I'm at Skid Row like once a week, painting at 3 a.m. I mean, pallet fires, it's Mad Max down there. But that shit from a couple weeks ago with those fucking rats all over this broad in a fucking plastic bag.
Fucking.
God.
All right.
Yeah, that's probably a good one to end on, bro. That's I don't think we're going to top that.
That's the end of the interview.
Crazy.
All right, we got to call it.
Yo, Rhet, if you want to look into this camera right here, and you can let everybody know where to find you.
Oh, yeah, you can
all your socials and you might want to use the mic.
Oh, yeah. I know, sign language. Yo, you catch me on Instagram on Rhet Kid, RHETKIDD. I'm most active on there. Give my man a follow. The Streets Are Watching. It's at The Streets Are Watching. It's my homie Zach. He's posting a bunch of dope graph stuff. My boy Rodney, 5150, he's up there on Instagram. Like, there's a lot of like really good graph stuff, but you'll like always catch me up on there. I mean, right now that's mostly it. I'm on Facebook, but I mostly just go there and talk shit about politics or the Karen Reed trial. So like, yeah, I mean, that's about it on there. And I'm trying to stay away from that stupid shit. But yeah, catch me on Instagram at Rhet Kid. I mean, mostly at this point, bro, I'm posting graffiti shit and pictures of my daughter. So if you're into that shit, fucking follow me. You want to chat, you fucking want to paint, you want to do anything, just inbox me on there, bro. I'll hear anyone out. I'm always down to make art and get down, so let me know.
Word up. Yo, Van, what do I say, man?
Like, subscribe, Big Dookie Chain. Rhet, thank you for being in the studio.
That's right. No, thank you for having me, bro.
And then
yo, as you know, Sense lives, and I always say fuck Kurt Schilling and all that, but I want to say Marty forever. Because today, actually, where I linked up with Rhet coming from L.A. was doing a fucking dedication to Weymouth Skate Park. They gave a skate park in North Weymouth. They put a couple plaques up and shit like that. Marty has a fucking plaque the size of a pizza box. You know what I'm saying? Like on the side on this rock. It's fucking dope. It's dope. So Marty forever. It's right there in the back. Usually it's over here too. But Marty forever. Marty Newell. Dope shit today. Rhet coming out here today. And yo, peace.
Peace.
Peace.